Hello, hello, hello.
Good morning.
Hello.
How we doing, everybody?
We are doing great. I'm Shari.
I'm Brian.
And we're with FactoryDirectCraft.com.
Yeah.
A small, well, we're not necessarily small, but a family-owned business. Mm-hmm. Hey, good morning, Linda.
Hi, Linda.
Located right here in Springboro, Ohio. A small town down in the southwest corner of the state between Dayton and Cincinnati.
Yep.
Why are we here? Well, we got exciting things for you today. We have containers, multiple containers of paper mache. In fact, one of them is, if it hasn't hit the dock right now, it's supposed to be here before 11.
We were told between 8 and 11.
8 and 11, so it's not here yet. So it's going to be here probably while we're online.
No complaints if it shows up while we're here.
That's true. Yeah, well,
I have to go help unload it.
That means
I had to do Friday's container with like 3 of us. So.
Yeah, so when a container arrives, we're a family-owned business. That means just like you do at home, we go on board and we get things done. And we're here to show you some of that new paper mache, tried and true favorites, the how-tos of what you're going to do with the paper mache. Those you'll see on Nikki's lives and Nikki's different streams and reels that she does during the week. And then we have so many dedicated customers that they just love that stuff, and they're out there creating stuff. I'm amazed. I am absolutely amazed. They've talked about it on here before, and you'll see some of them where they post them in our blogs and stuff, but it is daggone amazing.
Yes, it is.
It really is. It really is.
Yes, it is.
Yes.
Yeah, well, it is a lot of fun. It's fun getting the new stuff in. It's not fun unloading everything.
Well, never fun unloading stuff.
Yeah, I mean, the shipping containers, nothing's on pallets. So if you've ever seen, we've shown some videos of the paper mache containers.
Comes up box by box.
Literally box by box. It would be great if it were on pallets, we could just get the forklift in there and just
like
pull it
when
out.
A semi arrives. It's
but
like
no,
that.
it's to maximize space. There's nothing's on pallets, but
You're
it
right,
is fun
Linda.
getting all the new stuff.
Lots of fun. It is kind of fun,
and
we have so many customers that order a lot of the things you'll see on Etsy, on Amazon Handmade and stuff, and they don't mention us for obvious reasons. Oh, good morning from cold Nebraska. A little chilly here, so we know it's coming. But we had a gorgeous weekend. We loved it. My husband and I went down to the flea market like always and got the last batch of probably fresh tomatoes and stuff, but that was really good. But we started this live so that, hi Cliff, so that you knew we were real people. Because we know how frustrated majority of craft consumers are. They go to buy the products that they need. They're worried. They see them online. They question if they haven't heard of you. And even though we have been around for 40 years, longer than some of you have been alive, and, they're questioning, well, should I enter my information? Am I going to get my order? I've got a craft show coming up. What do I do if it doesn't show up? And we're here to show you we are real life people located again in Ohio, and we ship a lot of orders all over the world every single day. So we're here for that reason. We're here to answer your questions. We love our customers. If you want to know about a product, whatever, that's why we're here.
That's why we're here.
That's what we're here for.
Hi, Cliff.
Hey, Cliff. I already said hi to Cliff.
Oh, did you say hi to Cliff?
Yeah, you missed that. Hey, Cliff. Cliff, we're so glad you're here. Hey, Marianne. Hey, Betty. Thanks, guys, for hopping on. We love all our customers. What's the biggest thing you can do for us? First off, hit a like on this particular video, which we did, as we seem to keep having issues getting on YouTube in the morning, but with some tech issues. We tested, it works, and then we go live and it doesn't work. Yeah. But we are live on Facebook, and it'll replay over on YouTube. Yeah. And then it'll also continue to replay here. And we are, we're ready to answer questions, whether it's live or whether it's not YouTube.
Yeah, replay.
Well, whether on YouTube.
Nikki goes back through all the comments, even people on replay, and will answer questions.
And I'm not going to say 24 hours a day, but pretty daggone
pretty close.
Pretty close to 24-hour days. So if you've got any questions about anything, jump on there. Oh, thanks, Linda. Yeah, we really work hard at that because we know it's kind of like, I always said that if when I played basketball as a kid, which I'm a short little lady, But when I was a kid, I wasn't much taller. But, you know, when I played basketball, you always were the ones saying, pick me, pick me, pick me. That's us. We want you to pick us, but we've got to prove to you that we're worthy that you made that choice. Mm-hmm. And with all the different larger companies out there that have come on over the past 40 years, you know, we're still here and we're carrying the products that you guys, a lot of places have quit carrying.
Yeah.
Such as paper mache. Why don't they carry paper mache? It's because it's handmade.
Yeah.
And so
yeah, you can't get it quickly.
You cannot get it quickly. So like this product, one of our most favorite is this Santa face. And you know, we got in a couple thousand of these and I just looked, I think and that was last Friday. Mm-hmm. There's 190 left. Yeah. So we won't have any more of these till I can never quite get him angled. But anyhow, here I can put it like this. We won't get any more of these until next summer. Yeah. Something like that. If you know, so when we get these in, because these, it's kind of hard to see, but there's an actual wooden mold there that are carved, and then they form the paper mache over top that mold, pop it off the mold, and then they have to let it dry. So it's just a time-consuming product, and that is why you don't see them every single place, because, you know, they couldn't produce the thousands that, say, Walmart needed or this sort of thing. So we have worked with this company that made this mask for 40 years. Almost as long as we've been around in business. But yeah, old Santa and St. Nick here himself, he's one of our most popular items. You can see how big he is. He's pretty good size if you put my hand up there on him. But yeah, they put these on wreaths. They just do all kinds of things with this guy. And these are so easy to work with. It's fairly sturdy, as you can see as I'm pushing down on it. And just a fun thing to work with. If there's one of these while we're working here, watching the grandkids today, Cliff. Oh, no school. Yep. My husband and I went over and we were with the grandkids last night. We had parents teachers conference. We didn't have them, but we went and watched the kids while they went to parents teachers conference. And just as Cliff, I'm sure hopefully your kids find out too. All was well, except you won't believe this. My granddaughter likes to socialize. She's a social butterfly.
Shocking.
So shocking, right? So the teacher said, everything's going well, but maybe we need to work on some of that socialization, which was so funny because our daughter, they said the same thing when we would go to parents teachers conference. Oh, she's doing well, reading, writing, arithmetic, but she's a social butterfly.
Hi, Carmen.
Hey, how's it going?
How you guys doing?
Oh, I love these. I like all this stuff. This is so fun. But we have a whole bunch of little houses. This one's kind of small. You can see in my hand there. This kind of looks like an Hispanic casita or something. Yeah. It kind of reminds me of that. But, you know, they paint these up. They put glitter on them. Hey, good morning, Factory Direct. I bet that's
Nikki.
I bet that's Nikki. Because Factory Direct doesn't do a lot of talking.
If it's not, I'd be really curious who it is.
Who is on there?
Who's got access to our Facebook account.
Yeah, exactly. But no, these they use for Christmas. I've seen them do them for all kinds of things from Halloween, which speaking of Halloween, we have a new one in. It did come in a little late.
Oh, yeah. That's spooky.
But this is what they call the spooky Halloween haunted house. How much fun will that be to decorate that up? I know we're wrong page. I know we're a little bit late for Halloween. Yeah. And I was trying to think, though, you know, it doesn't have to be Halloween. It could be one of those Dr. Seuss.
Yeah, I would say it's kind of whimsical.
It's got that whimsical vibe going on there, and I could see, and a lot of people paint them, and then they put a lot of glitter on them and do all that kind of stuff, and that makes them a lot of fun. And oh my gosh, some of the scenes, Marianne, isn't that cool? Pretty decent size, not as big as some that we carry. I just have a terrible time with this. You know, you're working backwards. Yeah. I guess I would have a hard time if I was in Australia driving on the other side of the road. Because I'd be going to go the other way. But yeah, there you go. They're just really cute. And it's got even got the little windows cut out in the back. But yeah, I felt while it says it's a haunted house, I just got that Dr. Seuss
Oh,
down in
absolutely.
Whoville type vibes. We'll have to see if maybe somebody would want to do that, paint one of those up. But we're so busy now getting your orders out. That's a little hard to do. So what else we've got back here new? We have, one of our most popular items are round paper mache cones.
Yeah, the doll cones.
The doll cones. Well, but they're not just for dolls. They make the biggest trees and angels and oh my gosh, we've seen them. People have done where they put heads on them, the Santa Clauses, and on and on and on. But we got these like pyramid kind of shaped ones. I mean, I would be a really tall, funky pyramid, and they're in a variety of sizes. But they're square, so they're 4-sided, and these could be. Oh, that would make the coolest Christmas tree there.
Oh yeah,
and all kinds of fun things with those. So those are back in stock. They were out for a while, but like I said, because it's a small cottage industry, and they actually work from many of them are women working in their homes, making these products and stuff. There's not like there's this extreme volume that gets put out. Right. But anyhow, yeah, really neat. And we've got them, I think, in 3 or 4 sizes, something like that. Yeah. And we'll veer away from paper mache here for a minute.
The gingerbread man.
And we'll show you. Well, we had a customer request this. And most of our cutouts are made here in the United States. Actually, a vendor, a woodworking company, I guess it would be called.
Yeah.
Here in the United States, they make these in the United States. They're thin, but they're made from a Baltic birch wood, so it's nice and smooth. It's not splintery, and we've just got all kinds of cool shapes and stuff. But we had a customer request a gingerbread man. But then we also, again, just like with the haunted house, I had some angel wings behind him, but they forgot to bring them down to me. And I was like, oh my God, I see a little Count Dracula here. And then we have these little plaques, and these are the ones that Nikki used in her snowman yesterday. But I got to looking at the little slot in there, and there he just got his own little stand to stand up. You could put, a winter scene around him or something like that. And we have I don't know how many hundreds of different shapes of things. So anyhow, that was our new little snowman that a customer requested, and we took care of that and got that done. And since this was done in the United States, we can have that done really quickly.
Oh yeah.
If you want to have this gingerbread man and have, Susie's bakery shop, burn in here, laser etched in, we can do that. Now, it does require, what's the minimum?
It's a large minimum.
It's a large minimum.
You can't do it one piece, but.
Right. What's the minimum? Do you know? Approximately?
Usually they have to order at least a full case of the
cutouts,
which
is about
depends
1,000.
on the item. So
about 1,000. Yeah, I thought so, Nikki. I was out walking around the warehouse with one of our larger customers last week, and I thought, look at that little slit in there. And we have bigger ones, so you could put like a whole family or something, because we have bigger pallets. So, like the one she used for her. Good morning, Andrea.
Hi, Brina.
Hey,
hi, Chris.
How you doing? Hey, Chris. Everybody coming on and seeing us, and hearing. It's not bad here in Ohio this morning, but it wasn't chilly.
Wasn't bad,
jacket weather.
Fall.
Jacket weather. And then my favorite, I think. But I'm going to show you this one. Here's another house. And then Adam was in yesterday, and Adam does a lot of our social media type things. He does some of the things over on YouTube and such. But he's a big train enthusiast. And so he's always looking at all of our objects of what could be used in a train setup. And he goes, oh my gosh, this one would make the most neatest train station.
Yeah, train station.
And after I hadn't thought about it, but then after he said it, I was like, oh yeah, it really would. The little depot. So if you're doing a Christmas village, you could even put it into something like that, because there's your depot. Put just little people or something around there and a little snow scene. Super, super neat. So he is blank on the back, but yeah, ready to go. And I thought that Adam had a great idea on that I hadn't thought of.
Yeah.
So, not that I think of everything, but yeah, but sometimes it's like, oh my gosh, this is a new one. And I'm going to stand up because I want you to see how big this is.
Oh, it's huge.
From the bottom to the top of the star, I'll have to back up. This is 24 inches tall. So that's really neat.
Yeah.
And it comes with, I don't want to take my picture away back there, a large Christmas tree shaped box. And you're going to say, why? Oh, yeah, I'm telling you, Andrea, this tree is so neat. I just see all kinds of things going on with this. So the tree, to be able to fit into this box, which makes a great storage box, you could store it in for the next year. The first thing that comes off is just like your larger Christmas trees, is the star tree topper. And then this part disconnects from the stand. Then the stand folds flat. And then
the tree folds flat.
The tree folds flat.
Yep.
And then it all fits inside that box. Isn't that cool? We're so excited, and we are just in the process, I think, as we speak.
Yeah.
This is so new. They've been dropping in some new pictures and things like that. So it's this star box here, regular paper mache box, so you could do, if you didn't want to just use it for a storage box, you can also use it for a craft into itself. But this would make a really neat gift for somebody at Christmas, and then they can have this for years to come. Perfect for people like, say, in assisted living facilities and things where they don't have a ton of room, definitely don't have, or people that live in tiny homes and don't have a ton of room, and there it is. All of that in that box now. Still a pretty good sized box, but yeah, cool. That tree's inside there.
Easier to ship than trying to ship a whole tree.
These came in last Friday. They are in the warehouse. And I know even with the horrid pictures that we took, we snapped some
we had to get some real quick to get it turned
down
on.
on Pam's desk last week just to get them on, and we'd already sold a bunch of them. But I think there'll be a video coming on that's going to describe that. We're hoping to get that done today. And we're also, the pictures are being done right now. So those are pretty cool.
Let's see. Got some questions here. Cliff said, question, how do you as a crafter decide what to charge for your craft projects?
Oh, gosh, that's a tough one. Well, I think the first thing would be if I was doing a simple craft that didn't take me, I would consider my time. Because time is money, as they say. So, the thing is that you think, so if I did something that was elaborate painting with some of these people, they do all that amazing folk art painting or some of the different oil paintings and things on some of this paper mache, is going to be different than if I just glued some pom-poms and wiggle eyes on. So first thing I would consider, well, you've got the cost of your item, of course, and if there's any shipping charges involved or whatever in getting the item. If you're using a lot of times people like to use vintage items with it, so like vintage buttons or something that you just easily can't run out and get, I would probably mark those up a little bit more. But I think that most people forget about their time. They've got to consider their time. And of course you have to price it where it'll sell. And that's always an issue.
Always the tough part.
You look at it and you think, oh my God, I spent X amount of hours. I could have went to McDonald's and made much money. More money than I make selling it at a craft show, but you won't have quite the thrill of it doing it. But very cool. So that's really the things that, I used to do craft shows a lot. And that was what I always took it, is how quickly can I produce it? How easy was it for me to get my materials? And, and then I kind of judged it on, I would look, and now, back then I didn't have the advantage of the internet, but I would kind of look at similar items that other people were selling.
Yeah, see what they're pricing.
And then see how well it sells. If you go to a craft show and it sells too quick, you're going, daggone, not damn. I priced it too low. So, but others, hey, if you've got, if you've got an idea as far as how you do your pricing, chime in here and
let us know.
Let's. That would be, because that's good. It's good to know. But like I said, I think
share the knowledge.
Share the knowledge. That's why we're here.
Linda wanted to know, what was that base called for the cutout?
A tree base.
Is that what it was for the gingerbread?
It comes all together.
Nikki let us know.
It's a tree base.
With the gingerbread man?
Oh, that! No. Okay. I thought you were talking about the Christmas tree base.
No.
I was like, well,
I think Linda's talking about
this.
Yeah.
I think it's called a palette on the website. But this is the first time. It was just sitting down there. These just came in, and we've got them in a whole bunch of sizes. So a lot of our items, I don't know if you've noticed on the website, a pallet there. See, Nikki said a pallet.
Yep.
But a lot of our items on the website, we have multiple. So like these come from pretty big. I think we have a heart-shaped one, and we have some different shapes and stuff. There'll be a variation so you can look at the different ones. Little hard to see that where you click to do that on your mobile or on your cell phone, but easier if you do have access to a desktop where you'll be able to see, because you'll be able to see all the little thumbnails there. But it is there. But of course, anytime, click on our live, email us, and we'll get you a link and make sure that you're able to find whatever that you are looking for.
Cindy was asking about the tree. Cindy said, very cute and clever. Cost.
The cost, I don't know. But Nikki will get you a link. I'm not sure. Price in there for you. I try to know most of the prices, but this seriously is just
so new. Yeah, it's so new that
I don't remember.
Nikki will post it.
I used to. Was it part of the time I remember now, and part of the time I forget? I've got part-timers disease.
Yeah.
So,
and Drina said on your feedback for the crafting, all great things to consider for sure. I've never done a craft show. Always too scared. LOL.
Oh, it is. The craft shows were fun when we were doing them. A lot of work because you do the setup. But the biggest thing I saw with the craft shows, and part of the reason that we were doing a lot of that before we were online and stuff, because we just had the catalog at that time, was weather. And you can control cost, but weather. So, we did shows where the weather was like picture perfect, let me live here every day. Yeah. We did them in the snow one year where, oh my God, that was the most miserable. Rain and all those things. So, and of course, that's just like with anything that affects any business. That was really the thing that was really hard to predict. So, one time we made the most money we ever made was at a craft show where it rained, monsoon type rain. And we weren't selling a lot of our crafts, but the people that were there were selling umbrellas, which we did not have, and they were selling rain ponchos. And one guy came to us and he says, "Do you have any garbage bags?" And I was like, "Well, yeah, I have garbage bags to put trash in and do stuff." And I sold our garbage bags for some ridiculous amount. I don't remember now. So it was one of the most profitable. There you go. She's got the tree.
$34.99.
And that $34.99 is all of it. That's the box, the tree, the base, and the star on top.
Linda said, "I found people from the city will pay more than people in rural areas."
Oh, look. Well, that's because they're used to it.
Higher cost of living and to be more expensive.
Yeah. Sure. So like where, if we live in the Midwest here, our cost of living is obviously not going to be as much as San Francisco or New York City. We don't have very many multi-million-dollar homes in this area, that's for sure. So what else have we got to show?
What was this one?
Oh, the bunny. I had the bunny out. Obviously a little early in the season, but he hopped in there with all the Christmas trees and such. And the way over here he rode with them, and he's all bunny shaped and a bunny shaped box. So he's pretty decent size. You could do some really cute. This would be cute instead of an Easter basket. You put the treats on the inside, and then they have their goodies from their Easter basket. I'll get the lid back on here. And they have the goodies from their Easter basket, and then then they'll have a little keepsake. And he sits up. You saw that back here. He sits up really cute. I actually had him sitting up on top of a glass. I thought he needed height there. And other neat things we've got going on. Oh, check out this one. Talking about big.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. The Man on the Moon.
Man on the Moon.
Yeah. Yep. He's upside down.
Yeah, I was gonna say, there you go.
He fell out. But yeah, there's the man on the moon there. But yeah, crescent-shaped moon. So cool for so many things, obviously for Halloween, but for nursery rhyme type things, or just for, we did these and then did them with a sun and painted them up and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, there he is. Pretty good size. Like I said, I think that's the other reason why we're here, is because it's so hard for people to, you look at this and how do you tell the difference between this and these little tiny boxes.
Right.
And we do provide, pictures of it with a hand shot. Obviously, we give the obvious, which would be the measurements. But anytime, if there's something else you need to know, some more information, again, just let us know. Let us know. So yeah, these got their picture earlier today. These are super cute. And they were down there taking pictures. They come in all types of shapes. We got hearts, stars. So we don't have stars in this. Squares, rectangles, rounds.
Linda said, "Love that you're showing all these pieces. I look a lot, but haven't seen some of them." Yeah, I mean, a lot of these are so new that no one's seen them, unless you've come across them in the last few days. So.
Oh gosh, I'm gonna have a terrible time getting this right. But anyhow, tiny ones, and super tiny little gifts, tooth fairy boxes, and they're made just like our bigger boxes, which brings up another question. Somebody asked, why does the small little boxes cost us the same amount? Not quite, but as a great big box. It's because the small ones actually take more work.
Yeah, they take more work.
Because they're harder to make. So if anybody that does crafting knows that sometimes something tiny, think of all the little miniatures and stuff, takes more work to do small, tiny things than it does to do
Morning,
bigger
Gloria.
things. Yay. And let's see, what else we got here? Other things we got in. We got in some new paper mache little baskets. And these actually are like, like those, I don't know if you can see on the inside, that little metal, there's like a little metal rivet type thing there.
To hold the handle
that holds the handle up. Cute for all kinds of things. Really cute for, see, I need to go that way. But really cute to do for table favors, would be adorable for Easter. I had them hanging on a tree and put some flowers and things on them. But easy to paint, or just leave them even in this color. Yeah. And you can find these all at Factory Direct Craft. But anyhow, and then we got some little tiny woven wicker type ones. Similar sizes. Cute. But again, I be cute little Easter baskets.
Oh, yeah.
Accessories for Santa or snowman or something like that. Oh, here's mine. I told you I had him. He's over here. He's hiding.
What's that?
I told you. My Count Dracula.
Oh, yeah, with the wings on that, yeah.
So we had these little angel wings, and they were laying there, and I was like, oh my gosh, can't you see like Count Dracula, like the one, like with the little fangs and I mean, obviously not for Christmas,
like
but
bat wings,
I was like, he could just be a little angel. Just a little angel too.
Yeah.
But I thought I don't know. Next year we'll have to do a Count Dracula.
Gloria said, "I love working with paper mache." Absolutely.
Oh yeah,
a lot of you guys
easy to work with. Oh yeah, believe me.
We
a lot of
enough
people
of it.
do.
We know you guys do.
Then the one we had was smaller. Here's one that's a little bit bigger.
Yeah, Nikki had put what size palette the small one was.
Yeah, and then this one, a Christmas tree. And then we were thinking where you could put like little gift boxes, little snow, maybe even some little sisal trees on there and stuff. You can make an adorable little setup on that one.
Mariana said, and Cupid too. Yeah, you absolutely, with the wings and the gingerbread, you could absolutely use
Cupid would be cute. Yeah, these things were they were sitting down there on the desk, and we were just down talking. At the end of the day, I go down to Pam's office, which is Pam runs the warehouse of how the orders are fed out, and she's a multi-hat person like everybody else around here. She's been here 20-some years. And we always kind of chit-chat like an end-of-the-day huddle. And she had all those samples laying there on her desk, and I was just like, well, what's this? And we just started kind of putting them together. So we were crafting while we were huddling. These are really neat, and these are one of our top-selling items. And we have them in two different shapes. Yep, if I can get, they don't like to come off at an angle. They want to come straight off. So it's a candy box. Now, these are like the old-fashioned candy boxes. So like you would get from some real high-end type store. And we sell a lot of these to candy companies here in the States and overseas. And the neat thing about these is they have ribbon slots. I'm struggling here.
There you go.
Oh, there we go. So you can see these little holes. And those are designed to put ribbon in. So we have this rectangle shape where we have this. This is the most popular one.
Yeah, the heart one.
Is the heart one. And that sells out every year.
Yeah, I have a customer that takes a whole bunch of them.
Oh,
every
yeah.
year we do a
A
special
lot of
order
it,
for
they
them.
put chocolates, but you can put inside, obviously, whatever you want. How about a marriage proposal? Wouldn't that be cool? But I'm a little past that age.
Yeah, me too.
But anyhow, really super cool. Made like the regular old-fashioned candy boxes. Again, it's got the ribbon slot here. And we got this fantastic deal, which this is one of those that nobody believes it until they get the box.
Yeah.
So we were able to find this here. It's got, I don't know, it says 11.
It's 11 pieces per box.
That's a strange
Each
amount.
one's
like 10 and an extra.
Yeah.
But you get this, it's all pre-cut. Once somebody gets this, we get so many reorders. Let me pull it out of the box here. And you can use those in those ribbon slots. Of course, you can use this for anything. We sell it separately. Look at this.
Yeah, each
You're
one
going
is
to get
54 inches,
11
yeah.
pieces of this gorgeous ribbon, sheer, pretty with a metallic edge on there. And it comes in this neat little box. And like I said, once the customers order it and see the value in this, it's like insane. They're like, wow. All pre-cut, ready to go. We've got some pictures online, and maybe Nikki can put one of those on here in a bit, where we show the candy boxes
with the
this
ribbon
tied up with the bow, beautiful, and it's pretty inexpensive, $3 or something, I think, for this whole box.
Yeah.
Whole box of ribbon, and like I said, all pre-cut. So I like anything that makes life easier. You can make hair bows out of it too. Wouldn't it be cute for little girls for Christmas? So what else?
Well,
you've got stuff. I've got one more. My favorite.
Go ahead.
This one. It says we're on candy boxes.
Yeah.
No one knows what this is. And this box, we've had a couple customers that have done amazing things with this. So it's a paper mache box. And you can see me through the lid. It has a divider that you can fit into the middle. So you can put gifts, candies, oils, anything like that in it. Do we have paper mache crosses? Not big ones.
Not big ones. We do have paper mache crosses.
But we do. They're small. We have some smaller ones, and we have some paper mache smaller. I think they're 5 inches or so.
Yeah.
Paper mache cross boxes.
Yeah.
But there. Here we go. So you put the lid on it, and we have a customer that buys these, and then if you put something inside, it makes it more elegant. She just ties them with a natural jute cord around it, and really cool. So, but no, we do not have big paper mache crosses.
I mean, what size? Let us know what size you're looking for. That's always something that we could look at bringing in. So,
Nikki's saying hi to Fran.
Oh, is Fran here?
Maybe.
I didn't see Fran in there.
Didn't see Fran in there.
Maybe she might be watching.
She probably is watching. Yes, that's probably what she sees. She probably sees her watching.
Yep.
Yeah, we miss Fran being here around here. She'd been around here. She was kind of like the grandmother to everybody. She won't like me saying that, but yes. And then the other thing we just got in was we got some new candles in.
We do.
They're on your side. So we'll let
Is that what these are?
That's
I haven't seen. I've not seen
these fat. They're like fat.
They are really.
Yeah. So they did them fatter, and they've got a push button, which you can see that in the pictures. And we've got them in the snowman, and then we have some candy cane striped ones.
Yeah.
So the candy cane striped candles that we have, and these, when you turn them on, this little battery operated thing up there is really cute. Gives it that flow. But 12 inches and over. We do not have 12 inches and over,
You also have longer sizes.
we can investigate that. We can look it out. Look at it and see what we've got. Yep, see.
Those candles in
It's
both.
really cute as a set. Cool.
Oh, there we go. Gotta see
So
the size better.
New candles.
Yeah, I haven't even seen these yet. They're so new, I haven't even seen them.
Yeah, well, they came in I think Tuesday.
I was gonna say probably this week, and I haven't even seen them yet.
They haven't had their pictures online.
Probably see them Friday when I'm picking orders.
Probably, yeah.
That's usually when I come across new items.
The candles are really cool because they take a candle and then the base, and then they actually dip it in the wax.
Yeah.
So this on the outside's kind of rough. The candy cane stripe ones have that kind of primitive, old-fashioned kind of coloring. It's got a tad. I don't know if you can tell if I twirl it around there. Just a tad worth of glitter on there. Not heavy glitter, but there is glitter, just a little bit on there. But they can be lumpy and bumpy in certain places. Not this one's not overly, but a little bit.
Yeah.
Because they are just hand dipped in wax, just like a regular candle.
Yep. Linda wants to know this candle is timered. Yes, they are.
Every
one
of
them says
timered.
6 hours on, 18 hours off. There's Fran. Hi, Fran.
Hello, Miss Fran. Good to see you.
Hope
Glad you
doing
stopped
right.
on to see us. Hope you're doing well. Glad we missed having you around.
Yeah.
What else is going on?
Well, you ready for some questions?
Oh, I love questions.
Coming up on like 40 minutes. So
I know. You didn't give you didn't give them their question of the day.
We just went right into items.
We did. We went right into items. We were so
I'll
excited.
save it for next week.
There you go.
I'll save it for next week. Let's see. Let's see. Well, I have a different one for next week. So, haunted house or a hayride? It doesn't have to be a haunted hayride, just a hayride versus a haunted house.
I think hayride. I think hayrides are fun.
I'm a haunted house guy.
You're a haunted house guy? Yeah, I
always take the kids, this time of year we always go to Kings Island a couple times for Haunt Fest and take them to all the haunted houses.
But I always liked a hayride.
Yeah.
Especially when I was young, you get some cute kid and I could have my way with him, I suppose. I wasn't an adult then. I was a kid too.
What is your favorite Halloween costume you ever had? You ever wore?
Probably when my grandmother did a witch costume for me one year. And it was just her whole skirt and stuff. But it was cool. And where my grandmother lived she lived south of here in a small town and down in Brown County, Ohio. And down the street, there were two sisters that did hot dogs for everybody. And they had an actual queue. And then it would be in the newspaper every week how many hot dogs. The next week, how many hot dogs they. Hey, Gloria's into hayrides.
Everyone's saying hayrides.
Definitely hayrides. See,
I think I'm the only haunted house guy here.
Yeah, who wants to? It's like, ugh.
I enjoy it.
That's fun. But it's fun. Yeah, I've done both. So, but I'm into the hayride.
And then
like
you said, there's a place in Franklin.
I didn't know that.
So right down the road, the one by Walmart.
Okay, yeah.
I forgot what it's called. The one they have like all their workers are dressed up as like
so you
clowns.
Drive your car through.
As it's going through, there's like the workers are trying to scare you through the soap and
that's kind of cool. Cool for them.
Let me know if that's what I'm talking about. So one right in Franklin, right next to Walmart.
Well, that's kind of cool. I didn't know that.
Yeah, because the other day we drove by and
you learn on the line.
The other day we drove by and my wife was like, "Why are there all these like killer clowns inside the car wash?" And then I realized that. You can't see anything because of soap and all that.
You're riding through it, so
it's the kind where you pull up, you put your car in neutral, and it drives you through on a belt.
But it could scare little kids.
Probably. Oh, I'm sure.
Depending on the age of the child.
Yeah, so I believe it's the soap and all the things.
Because what happens when you're in the middle of the car wash? The kid in the back is screaming bloody murder. It's not like you can run away.
Yeah, some kids already get scared in car washes by themselves.
That's true. That's true.
The killer clowns.
Well, it sounds like a great idea, and I didn't know about it.
Why not? And then favorite Halloween memory. Do you have one?
Well, I guess going down to the little old ladies, and they queued you up, and you got a number, and then they had like a back porch. So you stood outside, and of course in Ohio here it can be either warm or cold, but usually chilly.
Yeah.
Coat, jacket weather. And then you got to go into this back porch and sit and wait, and then they'd bring you out a hot dog. Now, that absolutely would not be allowed today.
No.
But it was just really cool. It was fun. And then they would have the next week in the local newspaper down there, it was called the News Democrat, and they'd have the News Democrat how many hot dogs they served. Slow news day.
The news reporting how many hot dogs.
How many hot dogs the little old ladies, they lived down the street from my grandma. So
are you here? Are you traveling next week?
We are traveling next week. We're going to go on the road for just 10 days, but we'll be back. Yeah, just for a little bit. And then we'll pop back in because it'll be all hands on deck because our absolute busiest of all the 12 months is November. November is, I said you kind of go, it's like a noise level thing. It's like, okay, that's mumbling. October, it's pretty busy around here. But November is kind of called insanity.
Yeah. Cliff said in Toledo, Tommy's Car Wash has one too. Yeah.
So it must be a thing.
It must be a thing now.
My
while
husband.
while soap is covering your car, they're pounding on windows.
Yeah,
and
my husband would never go for that because he wouldn't want anybody to scratch the
to
car.
touch the car. Yeah,
Touch the car when
Yeah.
he does his own car wash. I have sat inside the car while he's washing outside, but
Yeah.
he doesn't jump out in the
Yeah.
clown costume or anything
yeah.
like
And
that.
it's funny when you're talking about how crazy November is. I always thought it was funny, even for people like me, because when I started here 9 years ago, I started like mid to late October. So I came in and it was like baptism by fire, because I came right in during busy season, learning to pick and pack and customer service, and then as soon as we get past Christmas and the stock up sale, it kind of starts to slow down a little bit. Like normal, like not
normal.
holiday crazy.
No.
And so myself, you get these players like, oh my God, like you would feel a slowdown. You're like,
up.
oh my gosh, is something going on? Like, are we? It's like, no, this is.
This is how it is, but right now we're already starting for things for next year.
Oh yeah.
So I'll have them looking to see, Gloria, what size crosses are available, what size molds, because if there's a mold available, we could obviously get them made, and probably not with having huge amounts, then we can try them and see how they do. If there's not a mold made, they actually hand carve those molds too.
Yeah, they do.
They hand carve the molds out and stuff. So there's more cost and stuff involved. But hey, we'll check that out. And then, but we are working on the things for Christmas 2025, fall 2025, because we pretty much, unlike you, where you can order today, your order will ship tomorrow. We order today, our order will ship next July.
Yeah, I was going to say 6 months.
Well, yes, you love Christmas crafts. Oh, it
Yeah.
is fun, isn't it? It's just so much fun, and it's good memories and things, keepsakes you can keep, and those memories that you can make with those kind of things. Anything else today?
That's all I got. Make sure you like our Facebook, like our YouTube, share our website with your crafting friends and family.
Help us out. I mean, you can imagine if you were the shortest person and you were wanting to be picked for the baseball or the basketball team or whatever it is, you want somebody to notice you a little bit. So we just need a little love out there. So give us a thumbs up. I'm not sure whether they'll get this on YouTube or not, because we were having some issues with that today, but we'll sure try. Thanks for the great live, Linda.
Thanks,
We're glad
Linda, for
you
being
guys
here.
popped on.
Thanks, Gloria.
Invite a friend. Fran, miss you. Have a good Thanksgiving.
Bye, everybody.
I guess Halloween. We're not
Halloween,
at Thanksgiving.
Well, we'll be back.
Yet.
We'll be back next Thursday. I think it'll be Halloween, so Nikki and I will be here. So
Good deal.
We'll see you next Thursday. Have a safe week, everyone.
Have a great day, guys.
Bye.